Now is the time to create product detail page. Okay, so first of all, in our main.dart we will change this to product detail page. Okay, and when you go to product detail page, you will create a new file called product detail page. Okay, and then normal stuff, you will import material and then create a product detail page class or status widget. Now in this case, let's see the design. This is our whole UI. We have this circle, a Google text. So these two will be common in all the details page. Okay, so we will be adding these two as a background of this page. So we will take a scaffold first of all, then we will take a body to it. The reason not to take app bar is this will be our top bar, and we are not going to make it as app bar of a scaffold like this, because we don't want this to be hidden. This is a full screen background, that's why. Okay, so the top bar will come on top of the background. So now I will not use body app bar here. I'm just starting with the body, and my body will have stack which will have a children. So my first child will be product detail background. Okay, now we have to create this background. So go to your UI again, go to product detail package and create a new file called product detail background. Okay, and do the similar stuff. Right. Okay, now my background itself is a stack. Why I am telling that? As you can see here, this is a circle, on top of that Google is written. Okay, and it has some opacity. So let's create this circle first. Okay, let's take a image dot asset. Okay, and then no image, sorry, it's a circle, so you have to use a container, and height and width of that container depends on, again, screen size. So we will need two more parameters here, which will be screen height and screen width. Okay, we will need that. So let's create a constructor, right? And since we need it here, so let's pass it from here as well. Okay, let's import it first. Then this will need screen height and screen width, so we will need it from this product detail page. Okay, let's pass in. Yeah, so we are done with detail page. Now we are working on the background. Okay, so we have to create a circle now. So the height of this widget and width of this widget depends on the width of the screen. So this is your width of the screen, and this circle is outside the width of the screen. And if I move it left hand side, I start from here, it's definitely the diameter of that is definitely greater than the width of the screen. Okay, so when we mention width, it's always the diameter in case of center, in case of circle. So the value which I have finalized is 120% of screen width. Okay, so I'm taking 1.2 times screen width, and it's a circle, so we will have height and width as the same. Now using decoration, we can give the shape of this container, right? So shape can be circle, and then color of this container is again raw blue, which we call in RGB 0000 FF, right? So this is pure blue color. And okay, so we have created a circle, and now let's see it how it looks. So let me clear this import, correct it, and then let us run it. Okay, so we can see this circle, right? Now what you need, you need to position this, right? So we are in a stack already, so we have a legacy to use a position widget with some left and right parameters. So I will use left, and I can use 200. Let's try that, and let's also use top and use 200. Okay, and let's try what the output of this. Okay, so it has come here. But if we work on smaller screens or many larger screens, we have to deal with some random value, right? We cannot hard code 200, so we are using screen width again. Okay, so something multiplied to screen width, let's take 0.2, because as per this it's near about 20%, 30% of the screen width, the left position, and from top definitely circle is going up, so you have to do it in minus, right? So use minus screen width into 0.2. Let's see this, how is the output. So it's like this, which looks pretty nice, and we can go with this, and if it doesn't work out, we can definitely change to my final values which I have used, which according to me is this, and for left it is 0.27. Okay, I took these values, so you can anyways play with this. It's not a big deal to change these values. Now let's add Google text. Now when I added it with text element, right? So I can directly write Google and give some text style and it will work, but we have to deal with font size. And when I was running this UI in the smaller phone, font size actually was making Google coming into 2 lines. So I had to give font size equals to 128. Now 128 is very large size for smaller phones, right? So idea what I thought of is we can use image here. So I downloaded an image which is it's there in the assets folder, so you can go there and check it out. It's Google logo, text logo .png. So if I put it, you can see how it looks. So it looks like this. Now where is my circle gone? So this is this can be solved by using stack fit dot expand. So it does not depend on the element size, it just depends on whatever size they have, they are on the screen. It expands to whole screen. Okay, so this is fixed, but what about this color, right? And what about the margin and padding and everything? So again we can give some position to it. So you can deal with this in 2 cases. You can add padding to this image, or you can give position, and from left side you want 20 space, and from right side you want 20 space. So this is how it has come, this space has come little bit, right? Now since again it has moved to why it has moved to top, because earlier top was 0 and bottom was 0, but now since top is 0, so it has come top. So we have to give some margin from top as well. So we are using screen height to deal with that, and giving it as 20% of the screen height, because in this design I can feel that this space is 20%. It's just a random value, you can deal with anything. Now this is a colored logo. So how do we change the color of this image? It is very easy. Go to color and add a color value to it, which is, in this case it is FF EC, and then just apply it. See, it looks like this, but it doesn't match with the UI designs. Okay, so we will have some opacity. With opacity you can add it 0.5. okay, so this is how you will see the background, and yeah, it's completely matching with this. Okay, so we are fully done with the product detail background. Now we need to deal is with the content of the page, right? So we are going to have another child called product content, product detail content, right? And then we are going to do same thing. We are going to create a new Dart file with this name, right? And the same stuff. Right now, how we will design this? So I have thought of, it should be like this. So this whole content should be a scrollable thing, because if we scroll, the background should not scroll. So we need to first add a single child scroll view, right? This is what we will be doing. And what should be the child of it? Simple, it will be a column, right? And the first item will be product detail tab bar, so I don't want this to scroll, right? So what I will do, I will use a column here, right? And inside this we will be using children, and then first item will be product detail tab bar, and then we will have a scrollable item, hold this, and then we will have a column inside it which will have product image, row, the text, and the row, right? So this is the plan of this detail page. Let's create that. So first will be product detail tab bar, right? So let's again go to our package and create this product detail tab bar, right? I think I'm doing something wrong here. Oh. No, fine, this is good. Okay, so sorry, it's not tab bar, I'm so sorry, it's top bar, just a mistake. And here as well we should rename it top bar, right? Okay, now this top bar, okay, it will be a container, and the child of it will be a row, as we have all the items. Like, let me close it, let me close this. So it will be a back button, then the space, and then the search, and then the menu. So we'll go to product tab top bar, and then we will have multiple children. The first one will be the back arrow. So later on I am going to add a gesture detector here so that we can go back to the previous screen. Okay, and this icons will be arrow back, that's it. After that I have a spacer so that it takes as much space it can take, then icon, search, which will have a color as colors.white, because it will be drawn on blue color, so it won't be visible, that's why I have to make it as white. And then I have a image actual, because I could have used icons.menu, but it doesn't match with the UI. I took a different menu icon which is in my icons, which we also used in the details listing page, and then color as well, white. Okay, fine. So this is the top bar which is used in the content, right? And sorry, what happened? Product detail top bar, it's the same. What is the issue? Okay, so let's run it and see the output. Okay, so this is the issue. I don't know from where it came, but okay, it is 146. Let me check out this. Okay, first of all, we also need to give height of this, so let's give the height 56. Yeah, it's fixed now. We have to give height of this item as well, and also we have to give some gap between the search bar and the menu icon. So sized box with some width 20, and we need to give some margin from top and the left and right side. So let's give margin, and it will be only from top, right? So 32, and then from padding perspective it should have a symmetrical horizontal padding, horizontal, and it will be 32 or 16, sorry. Yeah, so it looks like this. Now definitely the icon size is very large, so what we can do here is we have fixed a height. Okay, so probably for this we can, yeah, fine, this we can give some height to it as well, 30. It should look fine now. Yeah, it looks fine. So now we have to add the content below this. There is little bit confusion, so I will go to product detail page again. We have this background. What I will like to do is I will create a single child scroll view here, and then we have a child, we will have a column, and we will children, and the first child in this will be product detail top bar. Okay, and after that we will have another page which is called product detail content. So I will need to rename it so that it matches with my article. So I will refactor it with product content widget. Okay, right, and then everything will scroll. Top bar will also scroll if we scroll the UR content. Okay, so this is how it will look at the end, and we have done with the top bar, but we have to update content bar. We don't need this thing here because we already have it in details page. So this is how details page will look. Then you have this top bar which we just now created. Then you have this content where we need to add all the remaining things like this, the image, the text and everything. Okay, so let's do that. Fine, so I'm in the column. Now one thing I notice here is we have a padding from all the sides, right? So it's minimum at least 16 padding from left and right side. So whole content has that padding. So let's add this column. Let's wrap this column with a padding widget which has 16 from you can say horizontal. I have taken it 32. So let's see with 32. If it is not good, we will take it as a 16. So now we have we are working on this. We have this space after the top bar. So this is again a 20% of something, 20% of my screen height. So we will be using a sized box again and use height is screen. Okay, this doesn't have a screen height, so we will be passing in our first of all product also has to have product detail page also has to have a product, right? Otherwise how it will work? So we need a product as a parameter here. Also we will just clean up the package import thing, and it is in detail page, so it should be fine here. Yeah, it should be fine like this. Okay, so yeah, this is the product. We have to add this in the constructor somewhere, but not in this build method. It will go here, and then yeah, now we will go to main file and update this because it's required, right? And this will show error now here, which is a product. So now we are working on Stadia, so we will give Stadia as the value. Stadia as the product which we have defined in the models file. Okay, fine. Okay, we are in the details page. We have passed in product, and now we will be using it in our content widget. So we will pass this to the tree, and this will require product content. Let me rename this file also, product content widget, right? Fine. And what is the error here? Okay, the error is not a problem. We will create a final product here, import this, and again do the thing. Fine, that's it. And also we will need, I guess, screen height. So take the screen height. Also if we need a screen width in future, we will also pass that. Right, almost done with the formalities. Yes, so screen height into 20%. Then we will take the image of product dot asset image, image path, right? And the height of that image will be 30% of the image, 13% of the screen height. And let's see the output. So till here we have done, right? I think it looks good. And then after that, let's see what is there in the design. We have some spacing. We have starting in this, so we will be using a row. Spacing we will deal later because we don't know how much this image is. So let's see. The main axis size will be max, so that all the both the elements are having some space between by using main axis element dot space between, and then the children. So we have this text which is starting and a star, and then there will be a style for it, right? So the style is, it has a color, right, font size, and then weight. Okay, summation, yeah, looks fine now. Okay, let's format this file. After that, after that we have the you can say the dollar and the money, the amount which what is the cost of it. So we will use rich text here because we have two text. So first one will be the dollar sign itself, and second one will be the price. So we are going to use rich text. Let's use text here, and text span can be the child. Then again it takes two children, sorry, right? And then first will be again a text span. It doesn't take text as the input, as you can see here. I will show you that it doesn't take it. Okay, so it takes text span. Then what is the text? So basically when you are adding a dollar, since Dart has this thing, you have to prepend dollar when you are referring a variable. So if you want to print dollar, you have to add a backslash and dollar. Okay, and also I have a little space after dollar, so I am adding it here. Then use style, and then text style. So color will be a blue, sorry, right, this is the color, and font size is very small, it's 10, right? We will duplicate this because we need similar style, but here we have price. So this was I was telling this thing, product dot price, and the font size here should be 18, and font weight should be somewhere around 700. Okay, so I've given both the styles. Let's see the output. So this is how it looks, which looks pretty fine. So after this rich text, we have some spacing, and also there is good spacing, so we don't need to give size box on top of the this row after the image. So this size box will actually come after this row. So let's minimize this so that we can see it properly. So size box has a height of some 10, and let's format that. After that we have this Google Stadia and the image. So what we will do, we will again take a row, right, and this time you will learn a different new thing itself. As you know, my product name has a \n, so if I use this, it will always come in 2 lines, but I can do this, replace all, and \, I can replace with space, right? So it becomes like this. Now we have to give style, text style. It should be it's a product name, so it has to be a very big font size, as well as it should be full bold. So let's give that. Weight will be somewhere 900, and font size will be 17. Yeah, okay. After that, let's format that and see the output. Yeah, it looks good. Now there is one more thing. Let's add image to inside of this. So image.asset, and then we have assets, images, Stadia logo.png, right? So this is my image, and let's see how it looks. It's very big image, so we have to restrict the height of it. 20 Yes, and it is completely good. It's stuck with this, so we need some spacing. So there are two ways. You can add some size box, width of 20, which looks good. But there is one more way. So what you can do, you can increase the string and you can use \t, which will add some tabs. And now if you run it, see, the space is good. So it looks fine now. After this row, we have a size box again to differentiate between the name and the description. And then we have this text. Let's copy it. It will be a description, right? And we don't need this everything. So the style here will be, first of all, let's give the color also. The color will be 0xFF909090, and the font size should be 12, and it's not bold at all, so it should be like this. And let's run it. And I have mistakenly written, so this is right. Now I also found one thing, which is this description. So I think it should be 14 at least. It looks good in that. Okay, so new release is coming in center. Why it is coming in center? Because this is a column and we need everything to start from starting. So you have to give cross axis alignment start. So now it will be starting from left hand side. Now, this is good. This I will add in my article as well. I forgot to add it. So instead of description, we need product info. Right. So this looks good now. And after this text, we are only left with the three icons and a divider and these two buttons. So it's just a 5 minutes work more. So to add this three items, I will create a row. And yeah, also before that I have to create a size box of 20 height. Okay, so row, then a children. So I will create a new widget of icon title widget. It will be named like icon title widget because it has icon and the title. So we will reuse this component. That's why I will be using icon title widget here, which will take in two elements. First will be the image path. Second will be the title, right? Of course. So let's add the image as well here. It will be assets icons and then create.png. Title will be create, of course, right? So just duplicate it two more times. Instead of create, you need to write connect and connect here. Then you have to write discover and discover here. Okay, let's create this icon title widget. So we will go to create this new dot file, which is icon title widget. Okay, I have already copied it. It's very easy. That's why I am not bothered to add it again. So let's add it like this. I will just explain you. It takes title and the image path. Then it has a little bit padding because I want it to have left and right padding. Then it's a column having first element on the top as image, which is having height 25 and some color, the same color as we used in red button. And then we have this title, which has some style. Okay, so this is also done. And then if we import it, let me close it. So this is how it looks. After this row, let's see the output, and let me close this. Okay, so this is how it looks, but it's not in center. So to make it in center, we have to give max exercise at minimum, and then we have to also give some spacing in between. Okay, it's again not in center. So the reason why I can figure it out is it should be in center widget. Yeah, now it's center. So I will again update my article accordingly. Yep. Sorry. So this minimum makes it like this. Okay, fine. I will update the article. Okay, so center, yes. After that, we have a small divider, right? And this divider has a color of some grayish. So we will use 0x FF EC and thickness as 1. So let's see how it looks. So this is my divider. If I make it as 2, it looks like this. Now you can see there is not much space. So what you can do is, instead of wrapping this in a padding widget, use height. So by default height is 16. Now it has become 32. Okay, so it looks good now. Let me minimize it. Okay, fine. After this divider, we have red button, but it will be in a row because we have a right element also. So in the row, we will be using children, the red button, which will have button text, I guess. Yeah, so it is pre-order, and you know, all the text of this button is automatically capitalized for you. It's written in the widget. Okay, we have used the spacer so that there is much more spacing between. And then we are using a material. We could have used floating action button, but that is not what we want here. Elevation for it is all custom. So color, it has white color as the background, and then shape has circle border. So it is circle in shape, that's why it's like this. And then the child that we use is icons dot add. Right, after this we have to give size to this, which is 35, and color of this will be, I guess, blue. Yeah, 0x ff00ff, sorry, yes. So this is how it looks, and let's run it. So this is your UI complete for details page. Now let me show you the scrollable thing, how the scroll will work. So go to product info, increase the product info by the same amount, so that we are able to see that there is a content more than the page, and this is how the scrolling will work. Okay, so everything is going up like this. Fine, so I'm reverting it. Okay, so this is the end of the video, guys. In the next video I am going to show you navigating back to the home screen, and on the home screen I will be showing you how to add the hero tag and the transition and the fade in effect while navigating from one screen to other screen.